one of the complaints, right? These men, we don't care about these men going abroad. Why you got to go and hate on women, black women, in the process of doing so? So in this movement, what I've observed, I don't pretend to be an expert on this, but what I've observed is that there's men coming from different perspectives, right? Like you definitely have black men out there who still very much love being black, love black women. They just don't rock with the American mindset. They don't rock with feminism. And so they may go to Africa or the Caribbean or Latin American, whatever, and get them a black wife. Okay. But they're not going over here hating on all black women. They're just like, I just can't rock with this. They do their thing. You do also have people who are hiding under this passport movement, their own self-hatred, and they are using it as a reason to literally denigrate black women because they just like white women. Like you do have those dudes out there who legit have the snow bunny crisis, and this now gives them a reason to promote that. That is happening. But by and large, majority of them, I think, my personal opinion is that these are mostly men who are just like, they don't rock with this whole matrix out here in America, and they simply want to go abroad to find better options. There are going to be some toxic voices out there, but the reason I think that's not being regulated is because there has literally been decades upon decades upon decades of women denigrating, talking down about men, specifically black men, for decades, and there's been no pushback. There has been zero pushback. I make reference to this a lot. The tweet that happened maybe like last year she actually just got promoted, I think, to like editor-in-chief now at some large public media publication, but it was a black woman who went and said that black men can't even die right. A black woman who said this on Twitter, LOL, black men can't even die right, and she got all kind of support. Ain't no collective cancellation. Black women know how to cancel people they don't like. They know how to do it. But she didn't get near canceled. Literally said black men can't die right. And you've had that. You've had the divestment movement. You've had the abort black male babies. Where were these women? Where was the pushback when there was that toxic rhetoric going out against the men? Where were these women? Why weren't we canceling these things then? Why were we canceling the divestors when they were calling these dudes bullet bags and they were calling these, these makers and all these different things? Why wasn't there not concern then? When these same women are going abroad and also engaging in sex tourism, or they're saying, I'm gonna divest my bread, and they go divest and ended up being a pass around. Why isn't there collective concern then? And so this is why, in my opinion, while there are men, I think, who are using the passport movement as a reason to basically just try to stick up a middle finger to black women, and I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with just hating on women just to hate on them. The reason I think that's not being regulated as much is because it's hypocritical. It's totally hypocritical. Black women know how to we know how to cancel people. We just canceled Chef Way a week or so ago when he said, based upon some previous remarks he said against black women, some of them violent. We canceled him. But a black woman can go and say that, okay, dude can't even die right. Black woman can go and say abort all black male babies. A black woman can go on and talk about, Rihanna, she should have stayed with the Arabian. These, her A$AP Rocky, he's a naker, he's all this kind of stuff. Like, black women, they can talk down on black men, but there's no issue with it. But when it's reversed, now we have to go and we got to go and put out news articles and media outlets. And so this, in my opinion, is why I think you're seeing that. This has been going on for decades, but as far as I think black men mobilizing and really articulating it, it's really only within the last couple of years that especially the last couple of months, that it's been gaining a lot of steam. And like any movement, there's going to be good, there's going to be positive elements, and there's also going to be some toxicity. So the toxicity exists for sure. But again, I think it's not being regulated, and you have a lot of men who are just like, whatever, because there's been decades upon decades of that happening the other way, shape, or form, and there has not been a collective canceling. My personal opinion is like, look, we have to be consistent. I don't rock with the black woman going out there and saying, black men can't even die right. I don't rock with that. I don't rock with the black women going on to saying all these black men are ninjas and they can't lead. I don't rock with that because that's toxic. But also it's like, I don't rock with black men necessarily just going and saying, okay, all black women are trash, because it's like, okay, I'm in that group. We got Bella Rings in here. She's a beautiful black woman. She's in that group. So it's like, this is why I feel a personal responsibility to be like, okay, look, my platform isn't huge, but what I do have, I can try to at least be an alternative voice. So we make it clear that, look, we're not all rocking like this. Not all Black women out here, not all American women, whatever. We're not all in agreement with this toxic mainstream culture. So that's why I do what I do. But I do think it needs to be consistent. And because it has not been consistent, and because there has literally been so much vitriol against men that's been unchecked for a long time, this is why I think you can have Black men now going out and posting things about Black women that looks really could be perceived as disrespectful, or sometimes it's disrespectful. And the men are like, well, fair game. Literally fair game, because this is what's been going on now for decades. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I think this is the spirit of what we're dealing with.